Imagine this. You send a message to your boss. You write, "Hey, can you send me that file?"
And you hit send. And then, a few seconds later, you read it again. And suddenly, it feels wrong. Too casual. Too direct.
And you think, did that sound rude? Did that sound unprofessional?
That feeling, right there, that's what we're talking about today. The difference between sounding casual and sounding professional, and how small word choices can change everything. Welcome to Speak Unstoppable, the podcast where we help you speak English naturally and confidently through real, honest conversations.
I'm Maria.
And I'm John. This episode is for B1 to B2 learners, intermediate to upper intermediate level.
How are you feeling today, John?
Honestly, a little nervous. Because this topic, sounding professional, it's something I worked on for years. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way.
I think a lot of our listeners will relate to that. Before we start, thank you. Really, thank you for choosing to learn English with us today.
Let's go!
Okay, John, let me ask you something. Have you ever said something in English, and the words were correct, the grammar was fine, but somehow it still sounded wrong? Too informal? Maybe even a little rude?
Oh, definitely, many times.
This happens to so many English learners. You know the grammar, you know the vocabulary, but there's something else. Something about tone, about word choice, that makes the difference between sounding professional and sounding off.
It's like clothes. Imagine you have two outfits. Both are clean, both fit you well. But one is a t-shirt and shorts, and the other is a nice shirt and pants.
Both outfits are fine. Neither is wrong. But they're appropriate for different situations.
Exactly. Wearing a t-shirt to a job interview isn't incorrect clothing. It's just the wrong choice for that situation.
And English works the same way. Some words and phrases are like t-shirts, casual, relaxed, fine for friends, and other words and phrases are like a nice shirt, more formal, more appropriate for work, for emails, for talking to people you don't know well.
Today, we're going to show you exactly which outfit to choose, depending on the situation. So you never have to worry again about sounding too casual or accidentally rude.
Maybe this happens to you too. You write a message, and afterward, you wonder, was that okay? Did that sound professional enough?
By the end of this episode, you won't have to wonder anymore.
Okay, let's start with a really common one. Imagine you need something from a colleague, maybe a file or some information.
A lot of learners would write, "Can you send me the report?"
And grammatically, that's totally correct. But in a professional setting, especially in an email or a message to someone you don't know very well, it can sound a bit direct, a bit demanding.
Demanding means asking for something in a way that sounds like an order, not a request.
Right. Can you send me the report? Sounds more like an instruction than a polite request.
So what's the alternative?
We use something called a softener. A softener is a word or phrase that makes a request sound more polite, less direct.
Give us an example.
Instead of, "Can you send me the report?" you could say, "Would you mind sending me the report?" Or, "Could you possibly send me the report when you have a moment?"
Wow, that already sounds so much more polite.
The words "would you mind," "could you possibly," "when you have a moment," these are softeners. They don't change the meaning of the request. You're still asking for the same thing.
But they change the feeling of the request.
Exactly. Here's a real-life example. Imagine it's Monday morning. You need a document from your manager before a meeting at 10. If you message, "Send me the document," it can feel like an order, even if you didn't mean it that way.
But if you message, "Hi, would you mind sending me the document before our 10 o'clock meeting?" Thank you so much. It feels completely different. Same request. Same urgency. But warmer. More respectful.
This can feel strange at first because it seems like you're using more words to say the same thing.
I remember thinking, why do I need to say all this extra stuff? Just tell me what you want.
But in professional English, especially in writing, these extra words aren't wasted. They're doing important work. They're showing respect. They're softening the request.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You wrote something short and direct, thinking it was efficient. But the other person responded a little coldly, and you weren't sure why.
It might not have been your message's content. It might have been the tone. And tone, in English, often comes from these small, softening words.
Okay, here's another really common pattern. The difference between "I want" and "I would like."
This seems like such a small difference, right? Just one word changes.
But it makes a big difference in how professional something sounds.
I want is direct. It's honest. It's totally fine between friends or in casual situations.
But "I would like" sounds more formal, more polished, more appropriate for professional situations.
For example, imagine you're in a meeting and you want to suggest something. You could say, "I want to suggest a different approach."
That's not wrong, but it can sound a little blunt, a little strong.
Blunt means very direct, sometimes in a way that feels too strong or even slightly rude.
Instead, you could say, "I would like to suggest a different approach," or even softer, "I'd like to offer a different perspective," if that's okay.
Same idea, but it sounds more thoughtful, more considerate.
I have a personal story about this. Early in my career, I sent an email that said, "I want a meeting to discuss my role."
Oh no!
Yes, and looking back, that sounds so demanding, like I was upset or making a complaint.
What would have been better?
Something like, "I would like to request a meeting to discuss my role whenever you have time." Same request, completely different feeling.
This is such an important pattern because want feels emotional, personal, almost like a need. But would like feels like a polite suggestion, a request.
And here's another real example. Imagine you're at a hotel and there's a problem with your room. You could say, "I want a different room." That's clear, but it might sound a bit aggressive, even if you're not trying to be.
Instead, "I would like to request a different room, if possible," sounds calm. Reasonable, even if you're frustrated inside, the words stay professional.
This feels uncomfortable at first, because "would like" can feel less honest somehow, like you're hiding your real feeling.
But actually, it's not hiding anything. It's choosing the right outfit for the situation. You can still get exactly what you want. You're just wearing the professional shirt instead of the t-shirt while you ask for it.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You said exactly what you meant, honestly and directly, but somehow the other person reacted more strongly than you expected.
"I would like" gives your honest message a softer landing. Okay, now let's talk about something a little different. Filler words. Words like just, actually, basically, kind of.
These words are everywhere in casual conversation, and honestly, they're useful. They're natural.
But in professional writing, especially emails, some of these words can accidentally make you sound less confident or even apologetic when you don't mean to be.
Apologetic means sounding like you're sorry or like you're asking for forgiveness, even when there's nothing wrong.
Here's an example. Imagine you write, I just wanted to ask if maybe we could possibly move the meeting.
That sentence has a lot of softening words. Just, maybe, possibly.
A few softening words are good. Remember, we just talked about that. But too many, all together, can make it sound like you're nervous to even ask the question. Like you feel you don't have the right to ask.
Compare it to this. Would it be possible to move the meeting to a later time?
This is clear, polite, confident. It has one softener, would it be possible? And that's enough.
I used to do this all the time. I'd write things like, I just wanted to check, like if maybe you had a chance to look at the email I sent.
That's a lot of small words doing a similar job.
Right. And the simpler version is, did you have a chance to look at the email I sent? Clear, polite, confident.
Here's a real example. Imagine you're following up on a job application. You could write, I just wanted to kind of check in, if that's okay, about maybe the position I applied for.
Versus, I'm following up regarding the position I applied for. I'd love to hear about next steps when convenient.
The second one sounds confident and professional, without sounding cold or demanding.
This feels tricky because, in your own language, maybe these soft words feel respectful, even necessary.
And they're not bad in English either. The key is balance. One clear softener, like would it be possible or I'd love to, is usually enough. You don't need 5 small words stacked together.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You wrote a message full of just and maybe and kind of trying to be polite, but it came across as unsure instead of respectful.
A confident message can still be warm. You don't need to sound small to sound kind.
Can I share something honest?
Please.
For a long time, I thought professional English meant using big, complicated words, long sentences, formal vocabulary.
A lot of learners think this.
But what I actually learned is that professional English isn't about being complicated. It's about being clear and respectful at the same time.
And that's actually good news, right? Because clear and respectful, that's something you can practice, step by step.
Exactly. You don't need a huge vocabulary to sound professional. You need a few key patterns, the ones we talked about today, softeners, would like instead of want, and not stacking too many filler words together.
And here's something important. Sounding professional doesn't mean hiding who you are, or sounding cold, or distant.
No, actually, the opposite. The goal is to sound warm and confident at the same time. Respectful, but clear.
Remember this sentence. Professional English isn't about big words. It's about clear, respectful words.
Say it again.
Professional English isn't about big words. It's about clear, respectful words.
Okay, let's slow down now. Word tour time.
Word 1. Softener. This means a word or phrase that makes a request or statement sound more polite, less direct.
Example 1. Would you mind is a common softener in English.
Example 2. Adding a softener can completely change how a message feels.
I always add a softener when I'm asking my manager for something. It just feels safer, and it works.
Word 2. Demanding. This means asking for something in a way that sounds like an order, not a request.
Example 1. Send me the file now can sound demanding, even if that's not what you meant.
Example 2. Try to avoid sounding demanding in professional emails, even when you're in a hurry.
I learned the hard way that being in a hurry doesn't mean you have to sound demanding. You can be quick and polite at the same time.
Word 3. Blunt. This means very direct, sometimes in a way that feels too strong or even slightly rude.
Example 1. I want a different room can sound a bit blunt in a hotel.
Example 2. Being blunt isn't always bad, but in professional settings, it can come across the wrong way.
I used to be very blunt in emails, just to be efficient. Now I know that one extra polite phrase doesn't take much time, but it changes everything.
Word 4. Apologetic. This means sounding like you're sorry or like you're asking for forgiveness, even when nothing is wrong.
Example 1. Using too many soft words can make your message sound apologetic, even if you're not actually apologizing.
Example 2. There's no need to sound apologetic when you're simply asking a normal question.
I noticed I sounded apologetic a lot when I first started writing professional emails. Like I was asking permission just to exist.
Word 5. Tone. This means the feeling or attitude that comes across in your words separate from their literal meaning.
Example 1. The same sentence can have a different tone, depending on the words you choose.
Example 2. Pay attention to tone, not just grammar, when writing professional messages.
For me, tone is something I think about now before I send any message at work. Not just, is this correct? But how does this feel?
Word 6. Polished. This means refined, smooth, professional in style.
Example 1. A few small changes can make your writing sound much more polished.
Example 2. I would like to request sounds more polished than I want.
I think of polished like a polished shoe. It's the same shoe, just cleaner, smoother, more presentable.
Word 7. Confident. This means feeling sure of yourself, without too much worry or fear.
Example 1. A confident message doesn't need 10 soft words. One clear, polite phrase is enough.
Example 2. You can sound confident and kind at the same time.
This is probably my favorite lesson from today. Confidence and kindness aren't opposites. You can have both in the very same sentence.
Okay, here's your one practical thing for today. Just one.
Think of a message you need to send this week. Maybe to a colleague, a teacher, or someone at work.
Before you send it, check it for two things. 1, is there a softener? And 2, are there too many small filler words, like just maybe kind of stacked together?
If there's no softener, add 1. If there are too many filler words, remove some and keep just one clear, polite phrase.
And here is your sentence template for today. Try saying this. Would it be possible to underscore underscore when you have a moment?
Fill in the blank with something real. Would it be possible to reschedule our call when you have a moment?
Say it out loud. Notice how it sounds. Clear, polite, confident.
That's it. One message. 2 small checks. A more professional you.
Okay, comment challenge time.
This week's question, write one sentence, the way you might normally say it. Then write it again, using a softener or would like instead of want. Show us the before and after.
For example, before, send me the file. After, would you mind sending me the file when you get a chance? Write both. In English.
We read every single comment, every one, and we love seeing your progress.
If this episode helped you, please give it a like. It really helps more people find us.
And subscribe to Speak Unstoppable if you haven't yet. New episodes every day. Real conversations, real English, real life.
Thank you for being here today. You learned something that will help every time you write a message, an email, or speak at work.
Until next time, speak clearly.
And speak with confidence.
Bye, everyone.
Bye!